Or they try to.
Hi, I am Chrono, and this is my cellar. As you all probably know, the 8th of March is International Women's Day. This is, of course, is a socialist celebration that was introduced in 1909 to celebrate a strike that happened in 1908. And this was the strike of International Ladies Garment Workers Union. Many of you probably don't know that there is also an International Men's Day. And this day is November 19th. But I didn't know this, and I found it by chance. And I don't think anybody celebrates this day. But actually, I would like to propose that the 15th of April becomes the International Men's Day, and that there is a celebration this day. And I will explain you why this day in a minute. Now, the socialist monster has 1,000 heads, and these heads keeps regrowing no matter how many times you cut them. And they grow different. You know, this monster has a different faces, different head that comes up with a lot of different ideas on how to steal your life. And of course, one of the main systems used by this monster to gain power, to steal your life, is to instigate conflicts. You might have also noticed that the socialist monster wants to destroy every competition. And one of the biggest competitors of the socialist monster is the family, is the traditional family. So this monster wants to destroy the traditional family. When I say family, I'm not talking about the family as described by the central state, or the family as described by this or that religion. But I'm talking about one very ancient and very successful social and economic institution. And this institution is the family, you know, a man and a woman that gets together in order to live together, make children, etc. So this monster, as I said, wants to instigate conflict. So of course it wants to create conflicts between men and women so that the family gets destroyed and gets replaced by institutions like the central state. And in order to do so, this monster talks to women, and it tells them that, you know, men, we are their oppressors, their enemy, that we enslave them, that we rape them, we beat them up, and basically, yes, the man is the enemy of women. And this monster tells women that, they can replace us with the central state, a socialist institution. I would like to come now with the Men's Day story. So why I want to introduce a Men's Day and do it the 15th of April. Now, some of you will know that 15th of April 1912, something happened. And what happened is that the Titanic sank in the Atlantic Ocean. And this, of course, was a great tragedy, because the engineers who built this ship and the company who built the ship thought that the ship was unsinkable or something like that. So they put not enough lifeboats on this ship. So there were more people than lifeboats. So at the end, this was a great tragedy, and a lot of people died. And I want to talk about the demographics of these people on board the Titanic. And basically, I will just tell you the information about the men and women. So on the Titanic, there were 434 women and 1,680 men. There were also under 12 children. Now, of these 434 women, 110 died, and 324 survived. I'm reading here because I don't remember all this by heart, of course. So basically, 75% of women survived the sinking of the ship. Of the total 1,680 men, 1,357 died, and 323 survived. So only 19% of men survived. And about the children, exactly half of them died. So basically, we have a situation here where 75% of women survived this terrible tragedy, and only 19% of men survived this tragedy. Now, you also have to consider that all the men, basically, the men had the control of the ship and the control of everything happening on the ship. So they could have just thrown in the water all women and just save a lot more men. Probably there were enough lifeboats to save most of the men. But due to the confusion, due to the fact that the crew was trying to locate all women to load them on board of the lifeboats, there was a great deal of confusion. So at the end, a lot of lifeboats actually were launched almost empty because they could not find enough women to load them. And so most of the men went down with the ship and died. And it was probably not a very nice death in the freezing water of the Atlantic Ocean. So what this story tells us? Well, this story tells us that actually we, men, are women's best friend. Because, in history, millions, probably billions of us died to protect women. So I think you should consider this simple historical fact and realize that we are your best friend. We, fathers and brothers and boyfriends and husbands, we have protected you in history, and now you're throwing us under the bus, and you are instead adopting the central state as your partner. But remember, the central state is a socialist institution, and the socialists use the useful idiots, the famous useful idiots mentioned by Stalin, to achieve their goals, and then they will throw the useful idiots under the bus. So it's only a matter of time before the central state and the socialist monster will get rid of you once you're not useful anymore. And actually, you can start seeing this phenomenon already happening, because in many places the central state and the socialist monster are replacing you with, for example, the immigrants, or the Muslims, or the blacks, or other categories of, so to speak, oppressed people. Of course, always oppressed by the evil white Christian heterosexual man. So I invite you to reconsider your choices and your position, and think about all this. And because at some stage you might realize that actually this socialist monster is getting rid of you once he doesn't have anything to get from you. And then what will you do? Well, you probably will come back to us, but maybe we won't be there anymore waiting for you. So I invite you to reconsider and think about all this, because this choice, these policies, this decision, the fact that you women think that you can live without us, you can just replace us with the central state, is a great mistake with huge and very serious consequences in the long term. So have a nice day, and see you soon.